Hey guys, welcome to Level Design Theory, Class 1, Basic Concepts. I am your teacher, otherwise known as T.J.W. Croft, or Tom Wright. Let's see, where do we start? How about this? We start with the kinds of design that are out there. From what I've studied, there are two kinds of design. There is unplanned design, which is chaotic, it's disorganized, rarely effective, technically nooey, quite honestly. The rooms are generally like the 20 by 20, that's an 18 by 18, 20 clicks tall. Not effective as a room. Not at all. Oh, puzzles are not good in those. I don't know why, but they're never good. There is a way to use unplanned design to your advantage, but we'll get to that later on. As I said, this is just the basics. Learning what we're going to see in the next, well, it depends on how many lessons there are. The other kind of design is planned. It's organized, orderly, commonly effective, generally used by veteran level builders. I mean, not be veteran, but I also use that tactic. It generally includes maps, sketches, things that will help plan out your level before you get around to a computer. This is a very good idea because it helps have a story beforehand. What I've seen way too many times are levels where, for example, someone just put together 16 billion rooms, or not billion, because we all know we can't use billions of rooms. But anyway, they put together all these different rooms, huge rooms, makes no sense, and then put it out there on like TRLE.net or something. Not good. You're going to want to take some time on actually designing your levels first. Yeah. Let's go over some of the basic ideas here. What you're going to want to do to plan your level. Okay? Firstly, you're going to want to have a story. You might want to pull out some pen and paper here so you can write a little story, just as you may not ever use this, but just write something down when I do this. Let's see. Where do we start? For the story, let's start with an intro. What is Laura looking for in your game? Let's call it a game, because it may be a game, it may be just one level, I don't know. But what is she looking for in this game? Generally, the concept behind Tomb Raider was she was looking for artifacts. Sometimes racing against time to put artifacts back. But that's something different entirely. Okay. From there, you move on to your description. Your description of how did she learn about it? What does it look like? Who guarded it? If it's been guarded by God or something in the literatures. Where would it be? Where does she think it is? Are there any myths around it? Something you can do for why she's looking for it is, like in TR1, have her hired by someone. If you want that someone to become a murderous traitor, then yeah, you can do that. I don't see why, though. Or you could do like in TR3, she was searching for something, and then was given a few leads as to where the other parts of it were. There are games without a story. I generally prefer to stay away from them. They're not as good. They're not as full. But it's up to you. You still would want to plan it. Okay, you see, from here, you can turn your story into a level. What you do is, you take your story, put it on flashcards, for example. That might be a good idea. And then order those flashcards and make sure you number them. with that, you can have an order as to where you're going. With those flashcards, you actually take a piece of paper here, for example, like this, just blank paper, and you turn it into a sketch. Okay? Turn it into a sketch of what you want your level to look like. From there, you'll know what the basic plan is. And to make that sketch, you can use your flashcards and work out the story and how you want Lara to go through your level. So start with a starting point, and so on, move through there. From that rough draft, you move on to more advanced sketches. I suggest graph paper, as it can be used very well for drawing out an exact 1-to-1 square ratio. This here is for a level of mine that I'm working on. It's called FBI Base. I'll come up with a slightly more creative name later. But yeah. From there, if you want to change your level, you can update your final draft to look a lot better. You see? Complex levels are very good. Now, if you're making a level specifically for people who haven't been really working with Tomb Raider for a long time, make it easy. Or if you're wanting to make a nice complex level, well, make it complex. Pretty obvious, right? Okay. Well, that should be all for now. So I guess I'll see you guys next time I have a video to post. Talk to you then.